Hi everybody, welcome to your Vinyasa class. We're going to begin today in melting heart. So find your space and grab a hold of a strap if you have one, whatever you can use to lengthen the grip between your hands. So we'll begin in melting heart today. Bring your knees about hips distance apart and crawl your hands as far forward as you can. That way you can rest your chin, maybe your forehead down. You feel the sensation of your heart descending straight toward the mat. Bring a lot of space opening in your sides and your shoulders. It helps me to look forward a little bit to find my chin on the ground. And Crystal, on the other hand, has got more of her forehead on the floor. Find what works for you. Let's begin here with 3 long breaths. Exhale out. And inhale completely. Fill all the space of your lungs. And exhale, dump it out. And inhale once again. Find more open space to fill. And exhale. In your inhale, come into a prone position. So lie all the way down on your belly. Take your right arm and kind of goalpost it out ground. Reach your left leg up and over. Find prone scorpion. You rest your cheek down. It's nice to play around with your left hand, press into the ground a little bit. Find what your like large muscle groups in your chest and across your shoulder need today. And your next inhale, come to the other side. So prone scorpion once again. Up and over with your leg. And rest your cheek. Beginning of the class, it's usually pretty tempting to work pretty hard, but give yourself some time just to fall into your environment and your mat. Bring a little ease into these first couple postures. And inhale, come to center. Come to a tabletop position. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. So all fours. And exhale, cat pose. Dome your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Allow the crown of your head to sink. Inhale, cow pose. Point your tailbone high. Create space across your shoulders. Open your heart. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. One more time, follow your breath. It's a really good time to integrate your Ujjayi pranayama. Breathe in and out through your nose. Keep your lips sealed. Inhale, tabletop. So come to center. Take your right leg straight behind you. Kick straight back. Dig your heel toward the back of the room. Grip into the ground with both of your hands. Keep your shoulders about even. And bend your leg behind you. See if you can reach your left hand up and around. See if you can grab a hold. Usually what happens is your right shoulder rolls back a lot, but re-center your shoulders over the ground and kick lightly into your hand. And keep your hips and shoulders even, still strong but kicking. And slowly release. Set up just the same on the other side. Extend your left leg behind you. When you're ready, reach up and over. So this posture, we've given it a couple different names, but tabletop bow pose is a nice name for it because it's like bow, but you're in a table. And slowly release. It's meeting downward facing dog. Feel free to walk your hands around or your feet. Get into a comfortable home position. Feel free to make any traditional movements, moving your feet or your arms. And when you're ready, Find a stable down dog. Dig your heels toward the ground. And press your heart closer toward your thighs. Inhale, bend your knee. Exhale, travel to ragdoll at the top of your space. Take a wide stance. Collapse your chest down on your belly, or on your thighs rather. You can either cross your elbows like I'm doing, or just simply collapse down as long as your chest meets your thighs. And slowly release. If you have a grip, bring your toes together. Slowly make your way all the way to stand. And exhale, Samastitihi. Bring your hands to your heart. Stand tall. So your yoga practice is very much about creating openness, creating space. So we create open space in our body. A lot of times your mind begins to follow suit. Start creating an open mind for new things, new possibilities, new pathways. Take a moment to find something that you can remain open to. And devote your practice today to that. And seal with one breath. Take a long inhale in. A soft exhale. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, reach high. And start at the ground, grip the ground with both of your feet. Try to find a little lift in the arch of your foot, like you can pick up a pen that you just stepped on. And lift your hip points up. You'll feel your belly just engage just by lifting your hip points upward toward your ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down, bend at your knees if you need. Find the ground and begin to straighten your legs. The first forward fold can be pretty intense, so if you want to walk out, just like the first down dog, do it. And inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. Lift your heart forward, press into your shins or your thighs. Roll your shoulders back. Feel a little bit like cow pose here. And exhale, plank pose. Find the ground, step back. Nice and strong plank, no lazy planks. Press the ground away, especially in the heel of your hand and the tips of your fingers. And exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. No weight in your hands at all. If you push into the ground, you'll be pushing on your low back too much. Exhale to down dog. Make your way back. Inhale your right leg up toward the sky. So kick your right leg. Open your hip up a little bit. And find a little trust as you send your hip open toward the right side of the room. Exhale, low lunge, step in. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. And find your ball of your foot gripping to the floor. Maybe traction back a little bit. May help you lift your pelvis forward a bit. And exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Hinge back. Keep your heart lifted toward your toes. And temptation is to round down and try to get your forehead to your knee, but you want to find a length in your spine here too. And inhale, three-pointed plank. Come forward, float your right toes behind you. Just like before, dig your heels toward the back of the room. Point all 5 toes to the ground. Really strong in your left thigh. Exhale, slowly find the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, the down dog. Inhale your left leg high. And again, open your hip. Find length all the way up the front side of your body, the front line of your body. And exhale to low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. So, Crystal and I both kind of grab our knee right away this first time through. It's nice to create a good foundation. That way we know where your body, what depth you can find as we move a little bit quicker. Once you're comfortable, feel free to reach a arm or both up in the air. Exhale, half splits. You can grab the outside of your foot. I find that to be the most beneficial for me. Maybe traction your heel back a little bit. And inhale, three-pointed plank. Good, nice and strong, stiff as a board. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Empty out completely. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits or Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, three-pointed plank. Exhale, find the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, three-pointed plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga this time. If you choose, step back, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, three-pointed plank. And either Ekapada Chaturanga or slowly find the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, three-pointed plank. Exhale, take your float. Ekapada Chaturanga or lower to the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. So from the side, this creates like a lightning bolt shape. You want to have a nice long spine, but honor the natural curves in your low back. And try so hard to kind of straighten out as much as you can. Sink your tailbone. And exhale, drinking bird. Come up onto the tips of your toes. Open your palms toward the front of the room. Stay active all the way through each fingertip. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank to down dog or plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Virabhadrasana B. Good. So take a moment to situate your feet. Get the front of your front foot, the ankle, to line up with the arch of your back foot. Straight line. Open your hips to the side of the room. And reach forward and back effortlessly. Let your fingers kind of float. And exhale, Skandasana. Let the back of your space get low. Keep your heart lifted. You could either press into the ground or maybe begin to lift off slightly. Actively point your toes high. You're going to move to the front of the space again. Inhale, side angle. Come forward into Parsva Konasana. Allow your tailbone to sink. Helps me to bump my hips back as it sinks, but find what works in your body. Everybody's a little bit different. Push your right knee behind you just slightly. And as you exhale, take the extended version. So plug your shoulder back into its socket, reach all the way toward the front of the room. And Crystal has a very different variation where she was reaching her bottom arm It's a very different challenge on your side bodies to keep lifted as you do that. Your next inhale, come to wild thing. Press your left hand to the ground. Step your right leg all the way up and over. Reach to the front. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. You can do ekapada if you choose. Stay controlled as you lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take your other side, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Gonna get situated just the same on this side. Center your shoulders over your hips. A little bit of activity by pressing down in your hands. Relax your triceps. Exhale, Skandasana. Just like half split, I want you to traction your heel toward your pelvis, toward your center. Pull it in. That way you can lengthen the back of your leg. Inhale, side angle, Parsvakonasana. Open your chest up toward the sky. Find a little lift in your heart and a pinch on your right side body. Open your heart up toward the ceiling. Take the extended version. Reach all the way toward the front. Either keep pressure on your bottom knee or begin to lift off. And inhale, wild thing. Bring your right hand to the inside of your foot. Step up and over. Lift your hips high. Exhale, chaturanga. In one breath, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank to chaturanga or plank to down dog. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Find your depth in each posture. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, extended. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, chaturanga. Ekapada if you can. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Take your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, Uttita Parsvakonasana. Inhale, wild thing. Not sure that has a Sanskrit term. Exhale, plank to chaturanga. Come on through to down dog. Bend your legs. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, drinking bird. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, the Adho Mukha. Inhale your left leg up, or right leg up, excuse me. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, extended side. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, plank to chaturanga or to down dog. Take your left leg up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, extend your arm. Inhale, wild thing. And exhale, slow and diligent, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, the down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top. Take a wide stance, so widen your your feet to hips distance apart. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hot style tree. Or hot style chair rather. Reach forward, plug your shoulders back. Sink a little bit down. Come onto the ball mounts of your feet. See if you can lower almost to your heels or maybe all the way. It's comfy. Lower all the way down to your butt. Take your time. Find the ground. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift up. A couple breaths. Dig your heels in strong. Lower down. And come up to boat pose. All right. Reach forward. Take a moment if you need. Gather yourself. Gather your breath back. Maybe take a drink. So you have everything under control again. Let's inhale, reach your hands slowly up to the sky. Keep your feet digging into the ground, that way your belly's strong. And exhale, reverse namaskar. Bring your palms together. Find your thumb to the nape of your neck. Lift your elbows a little bit higher away from you. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, your hands to heart center. So one more, keep your hands together this time. Inhale, send your hands straight up toward the sky. Exhale, reverse namaskar. Pause for a moment, lift your elbows, find length. Inhale, extend your arms. And exhale, lower them down to your heart. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Extend your legs. And roll your shoulders back. You want to find your heart lifted through your shoulders and chest. When you're ready, inhale, Urdhva Dhanurasana. So lift your hips up, straight up toward the sky. Tilt your chin all the way back. Now from the side, ideally your heart is higher than your shoulders. If you need more help there, you might be able to point your fingers to the outside or bend your knees. Just release. And come to center, and we'll do 2 more of those boat pose variations. When you're ready, inhale, send your hands high. Exhale, reverse namaskar. Lift your elbows toward the back of the room. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And one more. And length. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hands to your heart. So this time, either Urdhva Dhanurasana again or the reverse tabletop is good too. So you can point your hands to the outside. The trick is to open your shoulders. But when you're ready, inhale, lift. Find stillness and lightness. Lower all the way down. Come onto your bum. So we'll find your way all the way to your back. We'll set up bridge pose again. So bring your heels in. And this time, let's take your right leg and cross it over. Now for me, what helps me is to wiggle my my foot, my left foot, my base foot, just into the center just a little bit. Press your knee away from you, not with your hand, but with the strength of your outer thigh. And inhale, one-footed bridge. Roll your shoulders underneath your chest a bit. Notice if your right hip bone is lifted more than your left. I want them about even. See if you can transition with me. Keep your left foot on the ground. Bring your knee in toward your chest and stick your legs straight up toward the sky. Now flex your toes. The harder you dig your left heel to the ground, the more you're going to be able to send your toes toward the back of the room. All right, let's release. Let's take a little rest. Come to Supta Baddha. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. And just take any movements you need in your low back. And set up the other side. Bring your left leg across. And when you're ready, inhale, one-footed bridge. Lift your heart and hips. Again, guide your hips even and press your left knee toward the ground. you're ready, draw your knee into your chest and dig your heels straight into the sky. Like you're trying to push the roof higher away from you. Press the ground away, maybe guide your toes back. Notice the direction of your toes, which way they point naturally. Exhale, lower. Let's take your right foot. Well, let's come on up. Take your right foot, bend it behind you, and come into half hero's pose. So, with your right heel on the outside of your bum, and then lower down onto either your hands, your elbows, and just like before, lift your heart up. Try to find a little bit of strength in your elbows. Press your elbows into the ground to lift up. Another option is to come all the way down, but know that if your knee begins to lift, that's a sign to back off. Recapture your breath. Slowly begin to rise. And switch out for the other side. So rights and lefts are hardly ever the same, so give yourself permission to take a modification or just change it up for this side if you need. But notice what's going on in your body. And then when you're ready, begin to lower back. For me, my elbows are a good place to be for today. Sometimes it's different. That's okay. Lift your heart up, trace your gaze back, trust your throat open. And 2 more breaths. Full breath. Slowly begin to come out. You're almost set up for a low lunge, so bring your right foot in a bit. Step your left foot back. And inhale, high crescent. And take a couple moments to ground down. Press into your back heel, the back foot. The ball mount of your foot straight down into the ground. Should straighten your leg out a little bit. Guide your knees toward each other. And exhale, exalted warrior. Bring your right hand behind you. Grab a hold of your back leg. Reach all the way up and over. And trust your pelvis a bit toward the left, excuse me. One more inhale. And exhale, runner's lunge. Come down. Bring your right foot to the top right corner of your mat. Now you can either come down to your elbow and come into twisted monkey. You can grab your toe, reach all the way up and over. Your strap is your best friend right now if you cannot reach your foot. Whatever helps you allow your pelvis to relax forward. Find length in the front of your hip. Sometimes you don't even need to. Like for me today, I can feel I'm getting all the length I need just by tractioning my hips forward. And slowly come out. Wiggle your right foot to center a bit. And inhale, standing split. Leverage off the ground, guide your forehead toward your shin. See if you can straighten your standing leg. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold once again. Inhale, warrior 3. And send your your right foot behind you. You can touch the ground if you need to. Find a lift in your heart. A nice modification is something Crystal's doing now is to press off the ground Exhale, tree pose. Bring your right foot on the inside of your thigh, your calf, or your ankle, just not your knee. You don't want to put it on your knee because you want to put pressure between your lifted foot and your standing leg. Standing leg is like the trunk of a tree. Imagine the pressure that's put on it constantly. It stays strong. Feel free to open up, get big across your chest, or take any variation that feels good. Let's bring your right elbow into your hip. Grab a hold of your foot, set up dancer's pose. Guide your knee behind you first. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, dancer's pose. The stronger you kick into your hand, the more you can pitch your heart forward successfully. Reach far. As you release, inhale, high crescent. Step back. Establish the same grounding here, but knit your ribs all the way tight as around your lungs as you can. And your biceps back, your shoulders are probably plenty open by now. And exhale, exalted warrior. And trust your hips over to the right a bit. And exhale, runner's lunge. Oh. Move around if you need to. For me, I get the meaty part of my thigh on the ground. Begin to find all this opening all the way up the front of your hip. And 2 more breaths. Slowly come out. Bring your left foot to center. And inhale, standing split. Nice challenge here is to grab a hold of your standing ankle. You're going to wrap your forearms around your shin. Move your forehead toward your shins. Now, fold. Inhale, half lifts. And exhale, fold. Let's take your right leg up this time. Inhale, warrior 3, or grounded airplane is what Crystal's doing. Squeeze your standing leg straight. Get your hips square to the ground. And get your biceps behind your ears or bring your hands to your heart. And exhale, tree pose or vrikshasana. Bring your heel to a good safety spot, just not your knee. Once you feel strong and balanced, take your modifications or your variations. Let's bring your left elbow to your hip. Grab your foot behind you, set up for bow. Now here it's important to grab the arch of your foot so your shoulders open. When you're ready, reach forward, take an inhale. Exhale, kick. Dancer's pose. Find ease across your upper body. And strengthen your quad, extend. Slowly release. We'll step back to warrior 1 this time. Inhale, reach up. So your back foot is at a nice 45-degree angle, so your toes point to the corner of the room. This allows your hips to open a bit naturally, which is a good thing. Lunge further into your front leg. As long as the arch of your back foot is lifted, then I think that you're in a good place. Press into the knife edge of your back foot as much as you can. Exhale, lunge. We'll come into Anjaneyasana, so reach up. But this time, keep your right hand on your knee. Take your left hand around. See if you can take a half bind. Bend your leg Helps me to get my toes on my forearm, but everybody's a little bit different. Kick into your hand a little bit. Another option is to take your other hand, bind both. As long as your shoulders are rolled open, you can kick hard. Slowly release. We'll find Hanumanasana, or full splits. Now, the full splits can be pretty daunting, and especially for me, I'm pretty tight in a lot of these areas. So find what works. Wiggle your front foot forward, and maybe step your back foot back. And it's okay if your knee doesn't, stays on the ground. Find a place that you can work a little bit, and then find length. Just like before, allow your hips to be open over toward the left side of the room, just like in Warrior One. In a full version of splits, you'll have your back toes tucked under. It's kind of unique to yoga. And press into the ground. Find a little lift in your heart, just like in half splits. You want to find length in your spine. Another version of this that I dare not try is where you bring your back knee to the ground and you bend your leg and you find it behind you. If that's for you, that's great, but it's not necessary. I think for now we're in a good place.
How do you gracefully get out of this?
Bring your right hand on the inside of your foot and step your back leg around, lower to your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale the down dog. And set up the other side. So step your right foot forward this time. Warrior One as you breathe in. Oh, I had the other side, didn't I? I meant left foot. Repurpose your back legs so your ankle's nice and open by pressing the knife edge of your foot in. Lunge forward. Then center your heart toward the front of the room. Exhale, lower down. And come into Anjaneyasana. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. So reach your right hand high this time. Maybe the bind. If you're going for the double bind, it helps me to kick into my hands, and then I can traction my knees together, stay somewhat stable. Take a couple breaths. Lift your heart up. Exhale, full splits. Walk your back foot back, your front foot forward. Find the time to work into it however you need to. Sometimes it helps me to go to the side and then open. Find a technique for you. Lift your heart up. Traction your front heel back. Another 2 breaths. And it's lower down. So bring your left hand to the inside of your foot. Swing around. Oh. We're coming to Sphinx pose this time. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And traction your heart forward. Take a little rest. All these back bends give us an opportunity to undo all the daily damage that we do to ourselves, being all forward and inverting our shoulders, turning them in. That's why I really love to do all these back bends, and the length in the front of your hip is so necessary because we sit all day long. Shorten it. Your body is just this efficiency machine where if you don't lengthen these areas, your body is not going to build it. It doesn't need to. What we do all day tells your body what it needs to do, what it needs to build. So finding time to do things like this, opposing actions to what we do all day, is so critical. Let's release. Let's press yourself up onto your knees. So We're gonna go into wheel pose. So bring your legs out in front of you. We'll set up for a bridge. And then I'll cue up on Crystal a little bit. So we'll take this a couple times. So she'll come all the way down onto her back. Bring her heels in nice and tight. And then when she's ready, she'll bring her hands right up next to her ears. And oftentimes your elbows may like kind of flare out to the sides. Bring them back in. And when you're ready, dig your heels in. Inhale, lift your hips. Find wheel pose. You can take a little pit stop on the crown of your head, but make sure most of the weight's in your hands. When you're ready, inhale, lift straight up. Then straighten your arms. Press your heels so your heart goes toward the back of the room, just slightly. When you're ready, tuck your chin in, slowly lower to the ground. Come to Supta Baddha Konasana. And take a couple breaths here. It's nice to place one of your hands on your heart, one on your belly. Be able to synchronize your breath and your heartbeat. Now another version of this is a lot like what we did earlier with one-footed bridge. We could take one-footed wheel pose. The setup is very similar. So what I want to do is set up just like wheel pose, and then we'll take some of those steps that we did earlier in one-footed bridge. So to set this up, you'll wiggle one of your feet toward your midline, just slightly, not all the way to your midline, but slightly. And then when you're ready, inhale bridge pose, or wheel pose, and send your heart toward the back. If you need to, kind of wiggle your foot in. Trace your gaze all the way toward your mat, lift your other leg, then dig your heels straight high toward the sky. The stronger you push down into the ground, the further back and straight your leg can be. Exhale, slowly lower. A nice release for this is to bring your knees together, because we've been doing Supta Baddha, so maybe bring your knees together. So I'll have Crystal do on this side. We'll take whichever one you want. Do your heel into the ground. Maybe drag your toes toward the back of the room even more. And really strong. Oh, we're doing both. I'm going to have to balance myself out. So I'm going to have to do the other side. But take a couple times. Do this a few times. Oftentimes the biggest issue that I see in wheel pose is that when people come up, they just go straight up. And then they're like, oh, I'm up, I'm in wheel pose. But there's so much engagement by walking your feet slightly in, straightening your legs and your arms. If you want to try the one-footed or Ekapada Dhanurasana, bring one foot to your midline and dig your heel high. And come on down. It's a really good time to get back into your breath, slow things down a bit. Let's come into a kneeling stance, so come to the top of your space. So bring your hands, the back of your hands that is, into the ground. Be super delicate and gentle here. Just kind of massage back and forth. It's a lot of tension. You can go over your head and put all that weight in a weird way on your hands. Another breath. And sit down on your bum. And take your legs out nice and wide. It's called Upavista Konasana. It's a nice one to have like a towel underneath your bum just to get your pelvis to tilt forward. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, wide-legged fold or wide angle pose, wide angle fold. Allow the crown of your head to sink. And slowly come out. Let's bring your left leg in. Set up Janu Shirasana. Inhale, send your hands high. And turn over, exhale, fold. Slowly make your way out. Take your right leg behind you. And center your heart up. And exhale, twisted deer. Send your gaze over toward your left. And come to center. And switch out your legs. Bring your left leg out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Dhanurasana. Roll your right shoulder down even with your left. The idea is to make a forehead to knee connection. Janu meaning knee, shear is your head. So bend your leg pretty significantly if you need. When you're ready, rise out, set up twisted deer. Bring your left foot behind you. As you exhale, turn over. Let's come to center. Set up Paschimottanasana. Bring your heels straight out. Inhale, reach up. I like to bend my knees a lot here. When you're ready, exhale, fold. Place your chest all the way down on your thighs. Take the work out of the posture. Let it be easy. And slowly make your way out. Make your way all the way down into your back. Come into happy baby pose. And guide your knees in toward your armpits. Use these last couple poses just to get your body to do whatever it needs to do to unwind, relax. If you're a real strong vinyasa practice like this or like many others that you can do, it's a really good idea to find some stillness, find some ease. So whether that's to do a long extended shavasana or personal meditation, or if you're looking for a guided meditation, we have several posted on our channel. So feel free to grab one of those next and utilize it to find a little stillness. When you're ready, guide yourself up to a nice seat. And in cross-legged position, bring your hands to your heart. And close with a nice breath. Take a long inhale in. And exhale softly. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The light within me is the same light that's within each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.